Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pits the Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. I got online with Nitro Mafia, Nostalgia Nitro Funny Car driver, Scott Cousimano. How you doing, Scott?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. So, Scott, when did the whole drag racing thing begin for you? How many years ago?
It started when I was just a little boy with my dad drag racing, running his gas cars to being involved with Top Fuel and AA Fuel Altered. But the racing's been in my blood pretty much my whole life.
So what was the first kind of car you started driving?
I started driving, I must have been in my late teens, and I drove a junior fuel car. It was a front-engine dragster of a family friend, and then from that point, I jumped right into a Nitro Funny Car back in the day. So I've been racing a long time, and then I stopped for a while and got into other types of racing.
So what year did you get your funny car license?
I renewed my funny car license, and I started this nostalgia thing back in 2012. So shortly after that, I got my NHRA Nitro Funny Car license for nostalgia.
So you started the Nitro Mafia racing in 2012?
Yeah, it was 2012. Before that, I was really interested in all the nostalgia stuff and looking where nostalgia was going. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back racing again. And my dad talked to me and said, maybe you might want to go do this again. And I said, well, let me think about it. So he was the driving force behind it. So we picked up a car and started building what is now the Nitro Mafia, and we trademarked Nitro Mafia, being under the Cousimano brand. So, but that's how it all started, and we've just been racing ever since.
You do a lot of work at your shop to like manufacturing stuff, don't you?
Yeah, we manufacture pretty much everything in-house. Our whole thing on doing this racing is my dad's always put in my head, if you're going to do this, you need to make everything in-house. So right now, we're making our own billet aluminum connecting rods for the Nitro car and for other applications. The next step from there is going to be from fuel pumps to oil pumps, probably get into superchargers. And then from there is, we're wide open on everything that we're doing. So we're pretty much my goal is be a miniature Coletta, miniature Schumacher, or miniature John Force, making everything in-house, except for the chassis at the moment.
What about nitromethane?
No. No, I'm not not into making the fuel. We all purchase the fuel, from the same place. So don't want to get into that whole ball of wax.
So now, your dad was a bigger inspiration to you. Were there any other drivers that were inspiration to you when you were growing up?
Yes. I mean, I was fortunate to grow up around all my dad's friends, from the Top Fuel great Leland Cole, and then Graham Cowan from Australia. But always, watching my idols, from Dale Paldy, to even John Force. I've always been a funny car guy. I've always loved driving funny cars. But we're hopefully later this year, if not in 2019, we'll go ahead and debut my big show Top Fuel car, and that'll be all assembled and ran and tuned from Scott Gaddy. But we're just busy, manufacturing parts, and plus, I'm in the oil business of Intech Oil. I do make nitro oil for the Nostalgia guys and the Big Show Top Fuel guys. But then again, I have a little over 100 different products that we supply to passenger cars, to industrial, to diesel, agriculture. So we do pretty much everything, but we try to keep everything on an even kill on everything that we're doing. But nostalgia racing is becoming a major business for us, and with our marketing partners, Coker Tire Group, Honest Charlie, that was all possible from the president of Coker, a gentleman named Wade Kawasaki. He's also the chairman of SEMA, and he's also been a close friend of the family and my dad's, probably, since they're 17, 19 years old. So it's more of a family thing, and we're just, Nitro Mafia Racing is a complete business, and we approach it as a business, and we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, keeping yourself busy.
Oh, I'm busy every day manufacturing parts, and plus, we manufacture parts for other type of automobiles, from the Porsches to Ferrari to Lambos. But our main focus right now with Nitro Mafia Racing is the nostalgia scene and going out there. And in fact, we're just getting ready to fire up the car in the next day or two to get it ready, and for the March meet coming on March 1st to the 4th. So that's where we're at, what we're doing right now.
Okay, so now how many events did you do last year?
Last year, it was more of the marketing. We only did a few last year. We're going to probably do 10 to 12 this year, plus all the car shows, and we do shows at different church organizations, and whether it's for the first responders or the military, we pretty much cater to everything. Our whole thing is to catering to the right people, and especially the kids. The kids are the next driving force of motorsports. So the more they're aware of, because I'll go to schools and talk at schools and do whatever I have to do to get them to understand the importance of safety and not racing on the street. And so that's what I do right now. But Nitro Mafia Racing for me is a full-time deal. So, it's a 16 to 18 hour a day business, and we just do what we have to do. But right now we're getting ready for the March meet. I was hoping to do some testing, but right now we just don't have the time to test, and so we'll go out there and give it our best shot.
So how did the car run for you last year?
Oh, the car responded good. Everything's running great. We're going to be trying out this year with the Coker Group. We put the new M&H rear tires on it, so we're going to see how it responds out there, and see what changes. If there's changes that need to be made to the compound. But right now, we're going to give it our best shot and go out there and rock and roll and burn some nitro.
So now, what's the quickest pass you've made with the Nitro Mafia car?
The quickest I have been, I've been down in let's just put it this way. I'm not into advertising how fast I am, but when we did a lot of testing, the car was extremely fast. But we're a type of operation that we're looking to go faster and quicker than anybody's out there. The car itself ran a 569, so it's not that far off. But we're trying different things. So to be competitive out there with the big dogs out there that are running out there, in the 550s and stuff like that, it's a big learning curve, but, we're up for the challenge.
Now, is that what you're looking for, to run faster? Or you just want to put on a good show for the fans when you run?
Well, being a racer, you always want to haul ass. So, I feel if we can run consistent 550 or even dip down in the 540s without hurting parts, I think that would be a good thing. But then again, I'm okay if people want to do match racing and slow it down to 590s or 6 flat, I'm good with that too, for the crowd, and do long smoky burnouts and let everybody, have a good time. But like I say, it's a business to us, and your performance counts, with your marketing partners. And we got a lot of people aboard right now. So like I say, we got the whole Coker Tire Group, Honest Charlie Speed Shop out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We got Race Tech Pistons out of Huntington Beach, California. We got Redline Camshafts out of San Jose. We have CHE Precision up in Northern California. And, of course, we got NGK. NGK is a big factor in this. They've been with us for quite a while. So we're out there doing our thing, and we're just making things happen.
So you got six sponsors?
What's that?
So you got 6 sponsors right now?
Everything that we do with our marketing partners is a business. So it became, when we first started this, was a hobby and play around, but now it's a full-time business. So, we're constantly chasing that money every day, 7 days a week. I mean, this is what you have to do if you're going to, do this as a profession. But we're leading up to running the big show Top Fuel Cars for NHRA. But we'll see what happens. We have quite a few things in the fire right now, and we'll see what pans out. And, hopefully we can run the Top Fuel Cars sooner than later. But I am building 2 funny cars for Nostalgia, and then I'm building a AA fuel alter too. So they're all going to be under the Nitro Mafia theme, and we'll either be match racing each other or doing different venues or leasing the cars out. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do on that part of it. We have a couple of drivers that approach us that want to possibly drive the cars full time. So, but we'll make that announcement when that comes available.
Okay. Now, for you, what was it like to get behind the wheel for the first time of a Nitro Funny Car?
You know what? My first time behind a Nitro Funny Car, I actually drove back in the day. It was out of Arizona. It was called a Deseret Funny Car with Ron Sutherland. He since has passed on. I remember, them strapping me in it and getting ready, and I went through the burnout, went okay, and did my first launch, and I remember my dad at the other end, just looking at me going, okay, well, what do you think? I told him I like it, and he was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. So I've always loved the funny cars. The Top Fuel deal for the later this year or next year is going to be a little bit different because I've never driven a Top Fuel car, but I love driving a funny car, whether it be Nostalgia or the Big Show. But I really like the Nostalgia cars. They're kind of fun, and they still make a lot of noise, and they still get down the track, and the crowd seems to really like them, and we're just looking forward of our first race of the year at the March meet. So we're ready to rock and roll.
Sounds good. Now the name Nitro Mafia, you came up with that?
Yes. Yeah, that was a family thing. Is being Italian with the last name Cousimano, it kind of fit with it, and And it's kind of cool that when my dad's out there and he's in there with his hat, his fedora, and all the Godfather out. So it's kind of pretty cool on that part of it.
Yeah. So now for the funny car, how many crew members do you have altogether? Who are they?
Right now, our car chief right now is a relative of mine. His name is Brett Mandela. He pretty much handles everything. He's going to handle the crew, who he wants there, who's going to help him, help us at different venues. He's the guy that is going to be handling those duties. Pretty much they don't want me in the trailer anymore, and that's cool with me. So I could just concentrate on my thing, driving. We have another gentleman that's finishing up his license on Thursday before the March meet, and he needs to make one more run, and he may debut at the March meet. I'm not sure, but if not, I'm ready to hop right into it. I'm already registered to jump right in. So, but if he feels that he's ready to debut as a funny car driver, I'll jump right out of it.
Now, when you do get the big show car running, eventually you use the same crew?
Brett will probably be there, yes. But that's going to be ran by, a well-known traveling crew chief. His name is Scott Gaddy. In fact, I was with Scott Gaddy a couple of weeks ago, running the big show top fuel car licensing. A guy named Terry Bryan out of Texas. And he'll have his guys that he wants to work on the car. So I'm not going to get into any in the middle of any of that stuff. I just want to drive or market myself. But like going back to the Nostalgia Funny Car, Brett Mandela is the guy, and probably later this year. I'm going to have him licensed in the Nitro Mafia too. Give him experience of what these things actually feels like. He's definitely paid his dues, and I think he deserves a shot. So, but anyway, as for me, I'll run the wheels off that thing.
So now, what are some of your favorite tracks to run on, Scott?
Well, I'm looking forward to running at different tracks. I've raced on a lot of different tracks, but one of the tracks I'm looking forward to is maybe if we get a chance, depending on logistics and marketing partners, where they want us to go. Is I wouldn't mind running Cordova. I've never been there, but I like running everywhere, so it doesn't matter to me. I don't have one particular track because they all have a special meaning to me, especially the guys that have driven a lot. But being the hometown, it does. I would love to run Pomona, but they don't run nostalgia cars there, so I guess I'll get my chance running the top fuel car. But our home track is Bakersfield. The Bowser family out there is really good people. I like running Famoso, so. But then again, I'll go to Boise. I'll go to Denver. I'll go everywhere. It doesn't matter to me. One of the things I'm going to run is we're working on the logistics right now is running the Funny Car Chaos in Texas. So, but we have some other venues, but we have some match racing to do possibly in Florida that we're working on, and back in Louisiana. So we'll see.
Where Bradenton in Florida?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Which track? The one in Bradenton?
I believe so. We're working with a track promoter, and I'm not sure which one it is. To be truthfully honest with you, it might be. I don't know. But he's a track promoter, and his name is Nelson Hoyos, and we'll see about bringing the car out and doing some match racing back there, or if there's any venues back there, which I don't know. I'm just getting our schedule all set for the year, but we're going to probably run 10 or 12 events. That's our goal for this year. But it all depends on how busy we are and what our marketing partner, the Coker Tire Group, wants us to go. So if they want us to go on certain races, then that's where we're going to go. So it's a business, like I said. You got to go where the business is.
Yeah. Okay. Now my wife Tiny wants to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you hear about what happened yesterday in Florida?
Oh yeah, that is just terrible. I feel for everything that is. I feel for everybody that went through that. So it is devastating with all those kids and
Yes.
And having a lunatic that did that. So I'm just my heart pour out for them.
And there was another shooting at the NSA. Several people were injured, and this all happened yesterday. And there was another massacre in Indiana. A guy was running around stabbing people.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Sometimes I get so busy that I don't get to see everything that's on the news. But when I did turn on the news, I seen all that, and my heart just anybody that does any shootings and mass shootings that kill innocent people is just wrong. It's just there's something wrong with this society nowadays. But then again, you got to protect yourself. But I'd be devastated if something happened to my daughter. So
Okay.
I feel for them.
Last question. Okay, from me. What news station do you watch?
What's that?
What news station you watch mostly?
I try not to get into the politics side of it, but I usually watch Fox News.
Fox? Good. Good choice.
Yeah, so you know what side of the aisle I'm on.
Trump!
So Scott, how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 12 years old, and in fact, I'm between your interview here, I'm here at her banquet outside in the car giving your interview. So she's 12 years old.
So does she like drag racing?
Yeah, she likes what I do, but I don't push her into anything. Right now, she's into volleyball, and a few years back, she was in the cheer, and boy, that was nuts doing the cheer thing, the cheer competitions. They really, it's crazy on the cheer stuff. But anyhow, right now it's volleyball, and she's just enjoying her school. I want her to enjoy life in general.
Right.
Regardless of what Daddy does, So if she feels that she wants to be at the racetrack, well, I definitely take her. So we have a good time. I mean, she's definitely a daddy's girl.
Yeah, you just be a good dad and support her in whatever she wants to do.
Absolutely.
So now you were talking about Cordova. What were you thinking about coming to like the World Series of drag racing?
Okay, say that one more time.
I said you mentioned Cordova. Were you thinking about coming to like the World Series?
Yeah, I've never been there, and I've had friends that race there, other nostalgia guys, and they've told me what a cool place that is, and the people surrounding that is there's really cool people, and I like going where there's cool people. I'm not into the drama. I do this for a business, and people with drama that they can stay out of my life. And plus I don't hear them when I stomp on the saddle anyway.
Right. Then you mentioned Funny Car Chaos. They got 4 events this year.
What's that?
I said you mentioned Funny Car Funny Car KS2. They got 4 events this year.
Yeah, I looked at the venues on that, and I'm thinking of going ahead and running those events. But I got to see where we're at with the Coker Group on what venues. I mean, I have pretty much carte blanche of anywhere I want to run, but it has to make logistically make sense of where we're going. It's not like there's a tour of every going like the NHRA. You got 24 events. You're going here, there, unless you want to run all the nostalgia heritage series. But I'll run what I want to run, and I'm not there to get the point. But if we start running, doing the points deal, well, that's fine. Then I'll tackle it that way. But right now, as I go where they want me to go, and definitely where I want to go.
Okay. Now, when you get ready for a weekend of drag racing, what goes into preparation for you to do that?
Oh boy, just the logistic itself of getting everything, everything ready. We have the big 18-wheeler and all that, so we got to make sure that the truck and trailers all ready. The safety inspections are all done. For DOT, and then the logistics of who's going in what truck. Are people flying in? I mean, it takes a lot, but it takes a good group of people to make things where it's easy. I usually load the car 3 or 4 days ahead of time, pull the rig out, get it all washed and pretty and polished up, and then we'll head out a few days before the venue, depending on how far we're going. Like, for example, we'll probably head out for Bakersfield either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Then it takes, most of the day to get, unload it and get the canopy up and get everything all set up, whether we're doing hospitality or barbecues or whatever we're doing. And make sure that the hotels are all set for everybody. And, there's quite a bit of work just before you even run the car or start the car. So that's what we do.
Okay. Now, Scott, where do you get your fire suit from?
I use DJ Safety. That's all I use. DJ Safety has taken care of me all these years. And Big Ben from DJ is... he's not only the supplier; he's a friend, and that's I'm loyal to DJ Safety, and I'll always use DJ.
Okay. Now, throughout your drag racing career, have you had any accidents or near accidents at all?
I had a bad fire back in the early '90s at Firebird. I was put in the burn ward. But that's pretty much it. I've had a couple of fires in the Nostalgia Funny Car, but nothing that was, that I couldn't handle. But it's never a good thing to be on fire.
No.
But I've never crashed or hit the wall, or I've gotten close to the wall, but I've never smacked the wall. But if it happens, it happens. It's not like we're doing it on purpose.
Right. Now, you ready for the fun question portion of the interview?
What's that?
These are all the fun questions now.
Okay. What's the fun question?
If someone gave you $150 million and was like, Scott, build me a drag race track, where would you want to build a track, and what kind of features would you want to put into it?
Oh, wow. Boy. Good question. I would, I wouldn't even want to know I don't even know what I would do. I don't know if I would want to build a $150 million deal. I'd rather just go retire. But I guess for all the people that are running it, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be a place that had good air, and definitely climate control. So if it was out in the middle of nowhere, it could be maybe a fully enclosed like a football stadium type thing. That would be kind of cool. But I have no particular place, to be honest with you.
Okay. Now, do you have any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Okay, you broke up.
Do you have any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Right.
Besides taking care of my daughter full time, I used to play golf for many years, and I did that, and I went slot car racing. That was fun, drag racing slots, and because you can't pick the racer out of everybody. So I like slot cars, golfing when I can. But right now we're just I'm just too busy to do anything. My focus is business and my daughter. So any other recreational time I have is, to be honest with you, it's either programming the machines on the CNCs or designing new products, and there's just not enough time in a day. And nowadays I'm 47 years old, and I'm just not, I'm not working that hard forever.
Right. So, do you if you ever have time to go on vacation, do you have a favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot, even though I've traveled all over the world, would probably be, I like Hawaii, to be honest with you, but I've traveled all over the world with other racing ventures, mainly road racing. So I've been to Le Mans, England, Spain, Germany. I've been all over there, but I've always liked Hawaii, because I don't have to think about it, and it's not that far of a flight for us, being a California boy.
So are you friends with the Hawaiian guy from California, Ryan Connell?
Oh, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Yeah, I know Ryan. He cracks me up.
Yeah, I had him on my show doing an interview.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah. So tell me this, Scott, if you were able to do time traveling and go back into time, would you do anything differently?
Would I do anything differently as I've done now? No. I'm perfectly happy with the way my life's been.
Okay, so what's your favorite food?
You would have to ask that, wouldn't you? Italian, of course.
Favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage? Beverage. Alcoholic beverage?
You could do both, alcohol and non-alcohol.
Alcohol would be Coors Light, and right now, Coca-Cola.
So after you're done racing for the day, like a cold Coors Light?
I do have one every now and then, and who doesn't enjoy a beer, especially when it's hot out?
Yeah. So, what's your favorite music?
Oh, I like everything. I like from rock and roll to country. That's just the way I was brought up. So, I like anything. I don't have no favorite, but if it sounds good, I'm good with it. I'm not good with the band's names or anything like that. I don't have a favorite band or anything else. I guess growing up, one of my favorite bands would be was Journey.
Yeah, Journey's a good band. How about Joe Walla?
Yeah.
How about Joe Walla, the Kings?
Oh, Joe's great. He's a good guy, and I enjoy his music. I enjoy his friendship, and so we have a good business relationship with each other, and he's just a good guy. Overall, he's just a neat man. I don't know if you had a chance to meet him in person. He's just a cool dude.
No, not yet, but I had him on my show for like an hour and a half.
Oh wow. Yeah, he's a cool dude, and I enjoy his friendship.
Yeah, he's a real fun guy to talk to.
Oh yeah.
Now, on a race day, do you eat it all, or you don't eat it all?
I drink a lot of water, and I eat fruit. You know, whether it's oranges or bananas or something like that. I really don't eat because I want to stay sharp on the light, pressing that pedal down and make sure all my whips are right there. So I usually don't eat until afterwards. I like to, definitely be hydrated.
Yeah, you gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Now, throughout your drag racing career, have you won any trophies?
That's what this year's all about. This year is, like I say, it's all business, going after and winning. And I plan on doing the best I can, and definitely pick up some wins for the Nitro Mafia racing.
Now, what's been the fondest memory of your drag racing career, Scott?
The fondest memory of my drag racing career would be, even though I drove in the early days, right now my fondest drag racing is now. Just for the simple fact, I get to race with my dad. Not too many people get to do that. He's the first, when we get ready to run, he's the first person I see. He starts the car, and he's the last person I see when he stages me and before I step on the pedal. So I'm cherishing these moments with my dad, racing together and, doing it full time. And it's kind of neat. I mean, it's kind of like what Del Worsham and his father, Chuck, do together. And in fact, we've had this conversation with each other. And it's just neat to be able to do it with your dad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Just for the simple fact that they're not going to be around forever, and I want to enjoy everything I can with my dad. That's the bottom line. He's retired now, and he just tinkers on the race car all day, and that's what he wants to do. He's not going to go out there and play golf. He's not going to chase that white ball around. But he wants to just go out there and have fun, and this is his enjoyment, and I'm right there with him. So I cherish these moments.
Yeah, that's great. So now, Scott, if you were in drag race, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Nobody asked him that.
If I wasn't doing drag racing, I would definitely be racing of some sort. Going back road racing, we did a lot of road racing for many years. If it makes noise, I like it. We ran Porsches in the Miracle Le Mans series. We were engine builders back then, and so I got to travel the world doing that. But I definitely like the road racing end of it. But I would say road racing.
Okay, so what have been the milestones of your drag racing career?
Milestones. Well, we're still racing after all these years, so I guess that's a milestone. You know what? I'd like to win a championship for my dad and myself too. But just us, just us racing together, to me, that means more than anything.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, if people want to find out where you're going to be running at, what's the best way for them to find out what events you'll be running?
We're doing a brand new website for Nitro Mafia Racing. They could go check it out. the IT guy is supposed to be getting everything set, but they could go to www.nitromafiaracing.com, and that's going to have our full schedule of everything on there. And they can also, if they're interested in Coker tires, we have a Coker hotline. It's the Coker Tire Racer hotline. It's 866-519-0469, and they can buy all their tires from Coker through that number.
Okay. Well, Scott, I want to thank you for your time for doing the interview. Do you have any final words for all the people listening?
Well, follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And just root for Nitro Mafia Racing. We'll be doing updates constantly. We have a complete apparel line, so that's always for sale. But follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if they have any questions, I usually respond within 24 hours or if not immediately. But thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll do another one in the future.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good evening.
You too, Scott. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.